Welcome to today's program. I'd like to welcome Tonia Smith with Century Protection Supply in Upstate New York. Tonia, thank you for joining us today and telling your story. I know that you're in the supply business, and to provide necessary PPE during the pandemic, you ordered some supplies, but something happened. Tell us your story.
Well, I started PPE because I wanted to protect the children in the school districts. So I started there. My husband and I own a laundry linen company in upstate New York, and we serve several hospitals with their linen. We wash it, process it, and deliver it back. So we had a lot of avenues to help the hospitals out. So I reached out to a gentleman by the name of Eric Eric Fu, and he proceeded to set me up with Mega Oil over in Malaysia to buy as a broker for Brightway gloves in October of last year, so of 2020. So I proceeded to give a down payment of the 30% for the first container, and everything was going well. Our hospitals had reached out to me because they were struggling for nitrile gloves. So I ordered another container in late November. So I was now 30% down payment of these gloves at $8 a box. So in December, I was supposed to be receiving one of them, and it didn't happen, and they delayed and delayed and delayed because of the country shutting down the manufacturers because of COVID. And I tried to understand all that, which then, of course, the hospitals were giving me a pushback of where the product is because they need it. So I finally, in February, I proceeded to get an email and a phone call from Eric and Ethan, which was Mega Oil, saying that my containers were ready and that I needed to send the rest of my down payment for the 2 containers. So my husband and I spoke to both of them, and they said it's all legit. They sent a video. We thought it was ours, and I wired over a total of $496,000 for the 2 containers, and I never heard back from them. I never received any of the product. I hired an attorney that cost me $25,000. They tried to serve Malaysian Oil Ethan, which he wouldn't accept for a while, but he finally was served papers. But I have never received a single penny of anything, and I'm out $496, and it sort of ruined my relationship with the hospitals, not Century Linen, my husband's laundry business, but and that business is 105 years old, but it ruined my name and my husband's name as into the PPE for the hospitals, which, when you work so hard to have it, you have people take advantage, and it ruins it in one access of one transaction.
Absolutely. This
So
is a crazy story. You did say $496 a minute ago. You meant 496,000. So
right,
half a million.
496,000, yeah.
Yeah, half a
Yeah.
million dollars that you hope to see, but you just don't know. How long has this been going on since the papers were
Since
served?
they were served earlier this year in April,
Hmm.
and I've never received anything. You get a runaround, and nobody answers a call, and what am I going to do all the way over here?
Right.
Um,
What impact did this have on your customers? What did they do when you couldn't get your supplies?
well, one of my customers ended up having to use, and that's where it bothers me almost just as much as the money, is the name and the reputation. They ended up having to use the black nitrile gloves that they had for their engineers in the hospitals for the nurses. And so the nurses were wearing black nitrile gloves to serve customers or to treat patients, because they didn't have any. I mean, they were desperate. And then they found another avenue with somebody else and paid a huge amount of money for them when I was just making a little bit money because it's our backyard. It's our customers, our hospitals, people we see every day. And, it was the point of giving back, but protecting them. And that burned that bridge for me.
Absolutely. So looking back, you needed the supplies, you followed the proper channels you had in front of you. Is there anything you could have done differently to avoid this, looking back?
Not honestly looking back. I don't know. Maybe I should have looked into why there was a broker, but in the crisis that I think the world was in, especially the United States, and I worry about everybody, but you always worry about your backyard because that's where you go to get treated. You do what you have to do to help somebody out, and that's what I was trying to do.
No, we see that for sure. So what's next for you, Tonia?
Well, I keep hoping that I don't know, that I would get some money back, but I don't know who to reach out to. I've gone to the FBI. My husband and I went and filled out the whole application for the FBI, and we never even got a case number down in Albany, New York. Never even got a case number. Nobody ever followed back up with us. And our attorney had told us that's what we needed to do. I mean, I could call the FBI and I don't even have a case number to say, can you tell me where this case number is? What's going on with it?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I don't know who else to go to. Our attorney had reached out to attorneys over in Malaysia to help us out, and we paid that. But they're saying, you could keep investing all this money into an attorney, but there's no guarantee anything's going to come about that from over there. So I just keep spending more money.
Yeah, attorneys will keep taking it, I'm sure.
Right. Right.
Well, Tonia, thank you. Thank you for telling your story today. We'll get the word out and we'll see maybe if this will get some action for you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.